association. Yeah, see, that's the association. Joe.
All right, guys. Welcome to Friday football.
Friday football.
Yeah, welcome to the YMA Nation podcast. This is episode number 13.
Wow.
Episode 13. We're going to keep it going.
Yeah.
Keep it going. Episode 13, guys. Thank you guys for joining us today. And today we are talking about
football. Of course.
Just that easy, huh?
Yeah.
I am Joe Wallace, and this is
Rebecca Wallace.
And make sure that you like, subscribe,
Yes.
and comment.
And all of those things.
All of those things. Like, comment, and subscribe. I had to mix it up.
Mix it up.
Subscribe. That's important.
It is.
When you subscribe, then every episode, it'll send you a notification. So if you see the notification bell, click that.
Yes.
All right. So we don't want to waste any time. We want to get right to it.
Yes.
We have a drawing to do.
We do.
Last Friday football, we had some great winners.
We did.
Wait till you start talking. I'm just going to be on the sideline like, that's right. Sure did.
Hey.
Doing great. Yeah.
Support. I'm the support over here.
So
yeah.
Are we going to do it how we did last week where you do the drawing and
You announce?
I do the announcements?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it then. So if you are unaware what we're about to do, we're going to do a drawing. If you look down in the description, right under the description and talk about like the actual podcast,
Right.
then there's a link. And that link takes you to the website for the drawing. So only thing that you have to do is listen for the keyword, which will be somewhere in this podcast. So you have to watch the podcast. And it's very short. So you can't try to like just skim through it and try to catch it. You have to watch the podcast. Enjoy the podcast. It's a great podcast, right? YMA Nation podcast, guys. So you ready to get started?
I'm ready.
These are the people that submitted their drawings last week.
Okay.
From the keyword.
Keyword.
So let's see who won.
All right. Oh.
You didn't like put your name in there when I stepped away, did you?
Maybe.
Okay, let's see. Rebecca Wallace, really?
Yeah.
No. Yeah. So Travis McKenzie, this is like 3 times in a row. Travis.
He does follows.
Thank you.
Follows,
Thank
comments.
you.
Yes.
Thank you.
We appreciate
and
it.
I don't know if this is a good way to talk about it, but I'm going to make the announcement. Travis McKenzie is in the upstate of South Carolina.
Okay.
So he came by our office and dropped off a toy for the Christmas toy giveaway.
Oh, nice.
See, so I am. Oh, wait. You get a round of applause, Travis. Thank you.
Yes.
I had to announce it. I know you probably don't want to be on it, but you're announced. Thank you, because it is greatly appreciated. He dropped off a toy, so that toy would get into the hands of some lucky kid.
Right.
And it will make that Christmas. So thank you.
And that's why you keep giving back.
Exactly. He won.
Yeah.
He probably took the proceeds from what he won, because it's $25 per person that wins.
Yeah.
And he probably took the money,
small things,
and went and bought a toy and came to our office to bring a toy for a kid.
Yep.
So
awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yep.
Yeah, you give and it comes back to you tenfold.
Yep.
The cycle of the universe. All right, let's keep going. We got
one
more person to pick. So Travis McKenzie, you just won $25. We have another $25 winner, and that person is, drum roll, Jackie Facing.
All right.
Jackie, congratulations. Hey, that rhyme. Jackie Facing, congratulations. We're ready to talk about football. Jackie, congratulations. Thank you for supporting the podcast. Yes. Travis McKenzie, thank you for supporting the podcast, guys. Thank you so much. Now we are going to get into it. We're going to talk about some football because
I went 3 for 3 on my predictions in the comments. So
you see how I paused and allowed her to jump in.
It wasn't too bad.
Because she had a bunch of predictions last week.
But guess what? Clemson's back. Clemson is back.
What does that mean?
Did you watch the game? They are back.
What does Clemson is back mean?
That means they taking everybody out the rest of the season. So be ready.
Okay. So
Be ready. ready.
She's a Clemson fan, right? So
Be ready.
we are going to talk about football as a whole. We're going to talk about football as a whole.
We are.
Wait till we get to Miami because
they played Duke. I mean, come on now.
Okay, so let's
you played Duke. Really?
The intent.
Oh my God.
The intent was to talk about the top 10 teams, then we was going to narrow it down to the top 4.
We got it
right. Mm-hmm. And Clemson is number 3. So I don't know how we just jumped from like talking about the top 10, then starting at number 1 Alabama. We just jumped over all of that and we're right to Clemson.
It's okay. It's all right. So where are you going to start at?
Let's start at Clemson. How about that?
No, we're gonna come back to them.
No,
now we're gonna start somewhere else.
Okay, well we'll stick to our schedule then.
Yes.
Now starting off with Miami, we're gonna start off with Miami. So the Miami Hurricanes. No, we're gonna start off with Alabama.
Help.
We're gonna start off with Alabama. Alabama is currently 8-0 right now, so they are currently undefeated at number 1. Good job, Alabama.
Yep.
They just beat Auburn. I don't even know if they beat them. They blew them out 42-13.
Yep.
42-13. So Auburn.
I thought Auburn was going to put up a better fight.
I did too.
Than that, but it's hard to keep up to with everything going on with COVID and players being out and players opting out. It's just a lot more to keep up with this year. Mm-hmm. So what you typically see in teams and the games and how close they are and how they're played is a lot different this year.
Yeah. I don't think any team is going to be able to stop their QB. I don't think no one right now is on the level of Mac Jones.
Clemson.
So are we talking about you just as that's your favorite? Because I could just say De'Aaron King because I like Miami, but I'm just saying statistically, Mac Jones.
Clemson had their full defense back.
Okay.
This week.
Okay.
And they had 3 turnovers in the first quarter.
Okay.
In the first quarter.
Against Pitt. Are we talking about against Pitt?
It is. The defense is back.
All right.
That's my point.
Again, I'm being unbiased. I'm just going off of numbers.
I'm being unbiased too.
No, because
even the ESPN commentators were saying this is the best Clemson has looked and the healthiest they've looked all season. And they look like the complete Clemson team.
Okay. They got a strong team.
ESPN commentators.
I am not debating against you. I'm not saying that Clemson don't have a strong team. They're number 3 right now. I think it would be a really good game, Alabama versus
question.
Clemson.
Who has Alabama played on their schedule that has a defense comparative to Clemson's?
Who have Clemson played? I could throw that right back at you. Who have Clemson played that has a defense comparative to Alabama?
That has a defense?
Yes.
Well, until Pitt came to visit Clemson, Pitt had a pretty good defense.
I don't know. I think if Clemson struggled against Notre Dame, they're going to really struggle against Alabama.
But
that's just my opinion.
You can't compare those two things because you can't compare Clemson missing 3 key defensive players, losing 2 more in the process of the game, and without their starting quarterback, and say, well, because they lost to Notre Dame in overtime, that they are not going to be able to beat Alabama.
If that's the case, that's the same scenario with Miami had 13 players out and struggled.
Against who?
Got to go back through my notes.
NC State?
That's why I saved my notes.
Miami wasn't missing 13 players when they played Clemson.
Well, you talk about 2 different caliber of teams. That's like, and I'm a Miami fan. Everyone knows I'm a Miami fan, but I am a realist also, right? Are you trying to start or grow your business? Well, welcome to YMA Financial, where we have created the ultimate platform for entrepreneurs and business owners. We specialize in small business startups. Our accredited business consultants will help turn your dream to a reality. We'll help obtain your business documentation, help you establish and build business credit, and whether you're working from home or storefront, we'll help fully launch your business. Check out our website at www.ymafinancial.com or give us a call at 888-531-6611. So that's like if you take a high school student and say, I'm going to put them up against Joe Wallace. Now, I'm going to give each of you guys X amount of money. Go and start a business.
Well, I was comparing and contrasting, right? So you said
contrasting also.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's contrasting. Let's pull up the Webster Dictionary and define.
Gotcha.
Let's stay on track. Okay, so let's get back to Alabama right now. So Alabama right now on Saturday plays against LSU.
They're going to the SEC championship
because they don't have
they don't have anybody else.
Out, right?
Yeah,
they're playing LSU 3-4 right now.
Yeah,
not going to be any competition against Alabama.
Yep. So I have Alabama going to the SEC championship game versus Florida.
Hold on, repeat that.
Alabama versus Florida, the SEC championship game.
That's what you predict?
Yep.
I think you've seen that on like CBS because I've seen that too on CBS Sports. Did you get that prediction off of CBS Sports?
No, that's my prediction.
That's your prediction?
Thank you.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, and who is Clemson going to play?
Well, I did predict Florida to beat Kentucky, and I said it was going to be 27-10, and Florida won 34-10. So
hold on.
Close.
Hold on, let's give her a round of applause, guys. Now that's close.
Yeah,
that's a close prediction. Yeah, that's really good. So what do you predict the Alabama versus LSU game?
Alabama's going to blow out LSU. So
you're going to write it down so then we could come back to it and see next week?
Well, I do all my predictions in the comments. So y'all have to go to the comment section and see my score predictions.
That's right. Yeah. Okay, so what do you predict Alabama versus
Alabama's going to win.
No, I mean like the score.
I'll give that later.
Okay. So we'll come back to that.
Yeah.
So, guys, the keyword is first down. There it is. Keyword is first down. Make sure you go down in the description to the link, and it'll take you to the website. And all you have to do is submit your information and type in the keyword, and you will be in the drawing for next week.
All right.
And we're getting closer to the holiday until Christmas, too. So
we are.
You can use that. You can use it on the gift. All right, so now let's talk about Notre Dame. Number 9-0 Notre Dame. Is this the same team that beat Clemson?
Yes.
Okay, so let's talk about. So they just beat UNC too.
I cannot wait for Notre Dame to play Clemson in the ACC championship game, and for Clemson to walk the dog on Notre Dame, and then for us to have the podcast after that so that I can say, see what happens when Clemson has all of their defensive players and their starting quarterback.
Okay.
That's what's going to happen.
It's going to be a good –
because
if you look back –
Notre Dame already has a –
she won't even stop. She's Clemson. Oh, we're on Clemson now? She's going to dominate the show.
I was about to say Notre Dame already secured their spot in the ACC championship game.
Correct.
Because they only have Syracuse left. The ACC made the decision that this was going to be the last games of the ACC season this weekend.
What do you think about this game against Syracuse?
Well, Syracuse sucks, so Notre Dame's going to win.
There's some Syracuse fans online, so we have to be more subtle about the responses. So
Syracuse is not playing well
They're
this year.
They're struggling this year. 1-8.
Them and FSU are in the same boat rowing down the same creek.
If you're a Syracuse fan, if you're on right now, I'm going to side with her on that one. They suck right now. 1-8. 1-8 is a bad score. So you just have to face reality, right? I am a realist. And
I think they're going to end up getting rid of their coach this year.
You think so?
Yeah. I think Syracuse is going to get rid of their coach. And then after Michigan lost to Penn State this past weekend, I think Harbaugh is going at Michigan too. I think Michigan's getting rid of their coach. Syracuse is going to get rid of their coach.
It's about the results.
It's about the results.
You're right. You have to perform. So that's
you can't have a 1-8 team. You can't be a blue collar football team like Michigan and lose to a 0-6-7 Penn State team. Yeah. Penn State hadn't won a game all year. You can't perform that way. And Michigan, their fan base is just like the Ohio States. It's just like the Nebraskas. It's just like the Texas, the blue collars of football. You cannot stay a coach at a school like that and not have bowl games and going to championship games and things like that. You can't do it.
Can't do it. Unacceptable.
Yeah.
So this Syracuse game. Oh, and they canceled the Wake Forest game. Mm-hmm. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
They canceled the Wake Forest game. So
Yes.
Notre Dame have an easy walkthrough. Easy.
Yes.
The next game. But you know what's interesting? Their game against UNC, they struggled.
I said they were going to struggle. I actually predicted UNC for the upset, but UNC did the same thing that Indiana did against Ohio State. They didn't capitalize on
The turnovers.
And the mistakes that Notre Dame made.
Yep.
And if you can't capitalize on things like that, then that's coaching. That's the area of coaching where you can't create turnovers and your defense is going out there and creating turnovers for your offense.
And the offense not being able to capitalize on it.
Right.
Yeah. Especially 3 times. 3 times, yeah. And then you got to punt and get the defense right back out
on
there.
The field.
So they worked their butt off, got a fumble or interception.
Mm-hmm.
And the turnover happened, and then the offense comes out on the field and can't perform. Can't score, not even a field goal, not even get in field goal range.
Right.
And then they have to punt it off, and then here comes the defense right back out there.
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Number 3.
Number 3.
Number 3 is who?
Clemson.
Who?
Clemson.
Look how she said, y'all. Clemson. Clemson.
Hey.
Don't talk about that team, huh? Clemson.
Hey.
8-1 right now. 8-1. They demolished Pitt, 52-17.
Mm-hmm. That was a fun game to watch.
Yeah, I bet. Right? Not so much for the Pitt fans.
Well, it was fun to see. Trevor Lawrence has been out for a month.
Right.
5 weeks out, and so this was a game for him to get back on the field, to get warmed up, get ready for the championship game. The defense have been healthy as they've been all year, getting the defenders back on the field, playing, creating turnovers. So I'm telling you, a mad Clemson is worse than a Clemson in a good mood.
A mad Clemson. You know what? Maybe you should start a shirt line, a mad Clemson. Okay. And then put like an angry tiger. They're like an angry tiger, and then say a mad Clemson is a loss for your team.
Well, I think
I just came up with a good slogan. A
did.
mad Clemson is a loss for your team, and put an angry tiger up there.
There you go, because they are out to prove a point for the whole rest of the season. I said it last podcast on Friday football. Mm-hmm. I'm going to say it again. Clemson's out to prove a point.
Okay, so Clemson playing Virginia Tech. That's a win.
Yeah. They're going to beat Virginia Tech. And then they're going to play Notre Dame in the ACC championship game.
So I was reading today about, they were saying, is there any way Virginia Tech could win? No. But going off numbers, right? Numbers.
Okay.
Clemson has only ran in rush yards for 2020 over 200 yards against Miami. And they say that if Virginia Tech could put some pressure, if their defense could put some pressure on Trevor Lawrence in the rush, that they may have a chance of coming close. And that coming close, all it takes is a fumble, right, or interception, and the whole game turns around. Not saying, I don't think the game's going to be close. But just going off what's being said, that,
right.
Clemson needs to do better on the run game. They need more rushing yards per game.
Right. And they've kind of shifted ETN to more of a receiver. So that takes away from some of the rushing yards too. So when they're doing the short passes to him, instead of just handing the ball and ground and pound up the middle, or through your gaps, they're doing more, jet sweeps to the outside and short passes to the outside and getting him on the outside. And unfortunately, that takes away from your rushing yards and how many rushing yards you're getting a game. But it is opening up the door for him to get more yards in general than just grounding and pounding.
Okay. Interesting perspective.
Yeah.
Interesting perspective. So after Clemson beat Virginia Tech, who's next for them?
They'll have Notre Dame in the ACC championship.
Woo! Is there a date for that?
The ACC championship is on the 19th.
Oh, right before Christmas.
Yeah, the ACC. That's why they canceled the games the week before, because typically that Saturday before is a bye week. Mm-hmm. And so that's why they went ahead and canceled those games.
Oh, okay.
So that whoever is going to the ACC championship has the bye week in there.
I started off checking it every other week, just like most people do. Then it got out of control. I couldn't help myself. I started checking it day after day after day. I didn't realize that I was becoming addicted until my wife said something.
What did she say?
She said, "It's just a credit score, relax."
Are you checking your credit score?
Huh? Hold on.
I thought she was going to go online to pull it up. She pulled up her calendar. she have it on a calendar on her cell phone on the calendar. Wow.
Hey, I would not mind going to that game.
That's a true football fanatic right there, where they
Yeah.
keep games on their calendar on their phone.
It's real.
That's going to be a good one.
It is. Charlotte, North Carolina. It's just a hop, skip, and a jump from the.
Can we like broadcast live? Can we broadcast live? Is that doable? He laughing. He's thinking. He's thinking.
Yeah.
Are you even allowed to take cameras in there and broadcast live?
Like inside the game or outside the stadium?
Inside
like
the
tailgating?
game. Like you walk in, you got your camera.
I doubt that.
Okay,
Yeah.
we have to figure out how can we get like some press passes.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell them we were YMA Nation.
Yeah.
They were like, okay.
Let me tell you. No, I would love to go to that game. That's going to be a good game. That's going to be a good game.
I agree. What do you predict the score on that game? You're gonna put it down. You're gonna put it down in the
No, y'all don't get the championship score predictions
until next week.
The week after.
The week after.
Yeah.
How you gonna predict after the game?
Because this Friday, today, look. So it won't be here yet.
So hold on. So next Friday.
It's the 11th.
It's the 11th. So you're going to predict it on the 11th.
I'm going to predict it. They get predictions on the 18th.
Okay.
The day before.
Okay. Ohio State.
Early predictions.
Ohio State. So you have all these teams that's in the top 4 right now. That's like 8-0, 8-1, 9-0, and then Ohio State number 4 with 4 games that they've won.
Ohio State may not make it in.
They
may not make it.
Ohio State struggled last week against Indiana.
They may not make it.
42-35. Ohio State, Indiana, 42-35.
Yeah.
Who's going to beat them? They play Michigan State. Michigan State right now is 2-3.
Yeah.
2-3.
Yeah. Well, they're saying like if the COVID comes through, if they have any more COVID issues, then they're probably not going to, even if they were to go to their championship game and win, they may not get into the college football playoff.
Because they don't have enough games.
Yep.
Because they don't have enough games.
And that's really what they were talking about earlier in the season with these conferences that held out and started the season late and cut their seasons down, is what it was going to do if they had COVID issues, had to cancel games, and how that would impact the college football playoff committee and how they viewed those teams in getting into the playoff.
Okay.
Because, I mean, it's just, you have to look at it as a fair perspective, too. If you have a team that's played 8, 9, 10 games, they've battled. They've had to battle injury. They've had to stay COVID safe and all of that.
And win. And they had to win. Right.
And then you have a team that's played 4 games.
Right.
So you're less prone to injury. You've been able to rest more, you know?
So what's your thought? So you got Ohio State at 4, number 4. And then you have Cincinnati, who won 8 games. So they're 8-0.
Yeah. They're saying Cincinnati may find a way in, but it's really hard because they haven't played anybody.
Oh, so based on like
their schedule,
right.
their strength of schedule, that hurts them.
Interesting. Well, Ohio State, Justin Fields. I think it'd be a good game if Michigan State could put some pressure, because when he played against Indiana, he threw 3 interceptions, and that was due to the blitz. So every time he was under pressure, not every time, but when he's under pressure, it
bad decision making.
Right.
Bad decision making.
Michigan State, they gotta put some pressure on that quarterback. Ohio
Agreed.
State, your offensive line, Ohio State, you gotta get that quarterback some time.
Yep.
And that's how they're gonna win. They have to protect the quarterback and give him time.
Yep. And I'm going to bring up another really good game that may end up being canceled this week, but it was another really good game, which was Liberty versus Coastal Carolina.
Okay.
Both ranked teams, 2 ranked teams, playing great, but it may be canceled due to COVID.
Man, COVID has been rough
For
everybody, for football, for everybody.
And, Indiana's quarterback got injured.
Really?
He has a knee injury. He's out for the year. So they have a game versus Wisconsin this week, which would have been a very competitive game. But with their starting quarterback going out, again, that goes to when you don't have your starting quarterback, that's the leader of your offense. So it makes a difference.
So let's end this on a note of talking about Miami.
All righty. Let's get it.
Miami right now 7-1. They're ranked number 10. They haven't played in a while. They haven't played since November the 14th. So it's been a while. They had some breaks. Hopefully they've been training hard to get ready for this game against Duke. I don't think Duke is going to be any competition. They're 2-7 right now. So Miami pretty much got a breeze through. So they beat Duke. Then what do you predict for Miami?
They'll go to a bowl game. But that's another tricky situation this year too, because we're seeing bowl games cancel back to back. So there's been bowl games that are saying that they're not going to host a game this year.
Okay.
So it really just depends on how many bowls back out of even having bowl games this year.
Okay.
Because typically you travel a bit further depending on your bowl game, where you are, and things like that. So with the travel and the COVID and all of that's going on, really throughout the United States, it's hard to predict what bowls are actually going to host the bowl games. Are they going to allow fans? Because a lot of what the bowl gets is off of, fans coming, spending money in the area, spending money at the stadium and things like that. So,
okay. We're going to get ready to wrap it up. That's our time. Man.
It's been fun.
It's been fun, and it just goes by like this, man. Tell them about the Christmas toy giveaway real quick.
December 12th and 13th.
December 12th, down in Greenville,
Mount Pleasant Community Center.
And December 13th. Spartanburg. Fellowship Believers.
Yes.
Okay, guys, if you want more information, you can go on our YMA Nation Facebook page, on our YMA Nation Instagram page. You can get all of the information for the Christmas toy giveaway. And if you go on our Facebook page, make sure that you follow the page.
Yes, and also the GoFundMe page for donations, because we're having a lot of people reach out this year, and just due to everything that happened, there's a lot of families that need assistance.
Yeah, a lot of right. So if you go on GoFundMe, all you have to do is type in our nonprofit YMA Cares. That's YMA Cares. All right, guys. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
With the music, take it out.
All right.
You gotta sacrifice. You wanna move like bosses move.
YMA, Young Millionaires Association. Yeah, see, that's the association. Joe.